going to get a reading in for the sign of Pisces. Alright, so I will start this and we will get as much in within this time as we can. Okay, so the immediate vibe, I was going to use these cards here and put together the mermaid deck with the dark mirror deck, because I felt like one was too light and one was too dark. So it was like I had to choose whether, you know, we were going to play on the dark side or the light side. So I'm like, we need to mix this up. And it did not want to mix up. Like, so the vibe that I'm feeling from that is someone does not want to see their shadow side. It's kind of like someone who always wants to be happy. A lot of times the people who are always happy 24/7, or you think they're the happiest person in the world, psychologically, and like studies have shown that those are the people that end up committing suicide the most. And it's because those people want to stay in this want to pretend to be in this happy energy even when they're in a sad energy, because they don't want people to feel the way that they do on the inside. So they believe that if they pretend to be happy all the time, that it'll help all the people around them. But that's not really true. But also, you shouldn't shut everybody out whenever you get sad. And if you need help, Pisces, if you need help, there's always someone there to talk. There are counselors, you know, there's numbers that you can call. And I don't even know why I'm saying this or why this came up, but this is obviously something that is important. And I wasn't even going to do another reading tonight because the Aries readings completely wore me out. But I was like, I don't feel like I'm going to be able to go to sleep until I can get whatever this is out. Someone is hurting in their chest. Like, I don't know if it's heartbreak or if it is just panic attacks or having anxiety, or they're too afraid about the future. I don't know. We'll get into this and see. That's just my vibe. Hopefully the cards do not align. I don't believe in magic, the young boy said, and the old man smiled. You will when you see her. There's too much risk in loving you, the young boy said. No, said the old man. There's too much risk in not. Out of all those cards, this literally fell the same. So this is this is someone who is seeking counsel from someone who's older. And if this isn't a young person, you know, it's just someone maybe who is immature in the love stage. All right. Someone feels like they gotta let go. For some reason, it's like it almost looks like the mermaid is drowning in the air. It's so weird of what I'm getting from that. Spirit is saying, do not give up. Keep going. Someone's wanting to give up, but Spirit's saying, keep going. Do not give up. They want you to try to find some peace among the thorns. You could be going through something right now, but Spirit's wanting you to look. That's too many. Spirit is wanting you to look and find the peace where you are right now, because the storm cannot last forever. Atonement. wasn't addicted. Okay. We've got a lot of different energies here. This is someone who, if you are by any chance bipolar, and I am not saying that in any way, shape of any form of negative or bad. If you're by any chance bipolar and you're going through the ups and the downs, or you have BPD or whatever, I just want you to know there are a lot of groups and a lot of people that will be there for you, because this person feels like they need to let go of everything, but Spirit's saying keep going. Find the peace among the thorns. You know, there's something that is being atoned for. Whether someone stabbed you in the back or whether you stabbed someone in the back, there is something that there is a karmic debt that is being repaid. And maybe that's the reason why you feel so awful, because when we, especially if you're Christians, I'm going to say this in the form of a Christianity, you can still take it this way, just in the regular karma. In the Bible, it says when we get to heaven, we will not pay for our sins. A Christian's hell will be here on earth. So the bad things that we do, we will pay for those bad things here on earth, because we will not have to pay for them in heaven, because Jesus washed away, our sins, and we will be into heaven, and we will not pay for those afterwards. Like, we will die here, and our debt will have to be paid here for the time that we're here. So if we do good, we're going to receive good. If we do bad, we're going to receive bad. If we trust in God, we will receive what it is that we're meant to have. But we have to ask. We have to ask believing. Okay. This here is telling you, coming soon, Spirit, you have this thing that you're going through, this pain. As I always say, pain is what comes to bring the progress. This pain is going to make something so uncomfortable for you that you're going to step out of this place where you felt comfort, but it has turned to pain. And when you step out of this comfort zone, that's where you're going to find your value and realize how to step in the nowness. Okay, so there is something that you are addicted to that needs to be cleansed out of you. And it could be lies that you tell yourself, or that you feel like other people have told you, and it's all bullshit. It could even be, I'm hearing a demon whispering in your ear. Please make sure to clean your, because you got cleansing. Make sure, if you have the ability, Jesus, okay. Yeah, all right, this is confirmation. If you don't have any ways to clean, or if you don't know how to cleanse your area, I use these, okay, because these candles are filled with sage. And eventually I'll show on my other channel whenever I finally get it up and going. I've been trying to focus on the tarot. How you can make big candles out of little, like, Dollar Tree ones, and, make them with sage, just in case you don't have that much, but, if you don't have a lot of money. But it's always good to cleanse your space so that there's no negative energies. And no, it is not like an evil tradition. For any of the naysayers that have just stumbled upon my channel, Jesus himself received gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And all of those properties, frankincense and myrrh, were used to rid evil spirits. Now sage will clean everything out. Let's see here. Okay, so this is getting you to step out of your ego and out of your pride. Or it's saying that someone is too afraid to heal from this because they're too proud. They don't want to look like they failed. It's kind of like saying, you know, I'm going to just do whatever and I'm not going to talk to nobody because of my pride. I don't want nobody to know what I'm going through. Arrival, a journey's end, establishment, building. Okay, so I'm reading this as you're actually going to start building. Okay, so whatever it is that you are, whatever it is that you wanted to build for yourself, whether it's your empire, whether it's anything, Spirit's saying, that is about to, like, stop going so slow. And because of Atlantis there, it's saying rapid development. And you have success. So, Pisces, this is literally saying, if you can hold through this hard part, it's like my favorite saying, don't give up 2 minutes before your miracle happens. Yeah, you've got surrender to the divine. You are very close to achieving your goals. Okay, so this could be, listening to divination or doing divination. Maybe you want to learn how to do it yourself. Or maybe you just watch someone on YouTube. Or, you know, well, obviously you're here. Okay, so, and this person is literally going to tell you about the potential that you have, and that will help you grow. See, and then it's like you're growing this inside of you because you know that if you ask, you can achieve it. Look, circle. See the moon, circle. There's just things, because it's been in the moon, it's been hidden. You may not have seen it yet, but that's why I do the moonlight reading, to bring things that are hidden by the moon out, the things that we may not ask, the things we may not see, you know. But you're about to hit a creative energy, you know. And if you are not wanting to have a baby right now, Pisces, don't do the things that could cause it, or you could, because I've got, what I'm hearing here is these vines are growing, or sprouting. Okay. Be careful of being envious of other people for what they have, or be careful, watch your eating. Make sure you're eating everything that you're supposed to and you're not overeating. Or the opposite, make sure you're not being too envious and you're stopping eating, because you have this kind of thing that's like, beauty is pain. No, it's not. I'm sorry. And I say that because I can tell you, when I was in high school, I got made fun of so much for being heavy that I became anorexic. And if I could go back in time, I would completely change that, because I was heavy and then I got to this stage where I was super skinny. And like, and then when I got super skinny, I still got made fun of, because I'm really tall. I'm almost 5'9", and you know, like, I got down to 120 pounds and I was really skinny. And so then, like, I got picked on even more. And I was told that I look like a giraffe because my neck was so skinny, so it doesn't matter whether you're heavy, whether you're skinny, whether you're tall, whether you're short. If someone is going to make fun of you, they're going to make fun of you. And I'll tell you right now, I was over the age of 35 before someone that I was actually with, and granted, I was married for a really long time, and I've had really long relationships. I was over the age of 35 before someone looked me in the eyes and told me that they thought that I was beautiful. And it's not to say that you're not, but I guess some people seek that in others, and then they learn how to step out of this needing other people's validation, um, and they find it in themselves. And that's one of our hardest lessons. So, beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. Like, you could be trying to become so skinny that you look perfect to somebody, but what if your person comes along and they're attracted to, I just heard, dad bods? Be who you're meant to be, because that's how you will find your true person. Like, I became so anorexic that I was tiny. I barely ate anything. I was weak all the time, and I was going to college full time, and I was working at the same time. So I was wore out. I passed out at work, and I I got my husband, and I remember him. All right, I'm going to be open and honest because this, I feel like, is important with this reading. Otherwise, I would not. My husband, while I was pregnant with our children, he cheated on me. And that made my insecurities of the way that I had felt all my life even worse, because here I was, we had been married, and I thought I was going to spend my life with someone, and he was cheating on me while I was pregnant. Well, I had got the gestational diabetes while I was pregnant, so I gained a lot of weight back, like a lot. And I asked him later, and we were talking, and it pretty much came down to, if I was prettier than them, he wouldn't have cheated. And that destroyed me even more. My self-esteem, my confidence, and I went the opposite way. Instead of going to anorexia, I went and I filled my feelings with eating, and till I found myself again. And then I started to realize that I was worth more than the shit that I was putting through in my body and who I was. And that's when I started to work out and do it for myself, and for my sons, because I didn't want them to have the same outcome in life that I did. And then, I started training for this first Spartan race we ever did. And then I just wanted to get strong, and I did MMA fight training classes and everything like that. And that helped a lot. It helped me find a little bit of who I am, but you will always have this weird spot, but it doesn't mean that's who you're going to be down the road. It's just one spot in your life. You got to go through all of this shit so that you learn who it is that you're meant to be. The hard times that break our ego teach us compassion. They teach us how to be empathetic of others. They teach us how to love on a greater scale. They teach us how to be more protective of others. And they teach us that once we get through it and we see that there's a light on the other side, we then have the ability to teach the next generation that they can make it through too. Because someone who's never been through something can't stand here and say, yeah, I know what you're going through, and actually know what you're going through, unless they had actually been through it. And we need people to make it through this journey, to make it to the other side, because the kids that are growing up have got to learn that they are good enough, especially in this narcissistic society and, battering down of everybody that there is out right now. We need the people with the humble hearts to make it through the other side, because you have so much value and so much you can teach people on the other side of this dark path. This is the dark night of the soul. You can make it through it, because all of this, all of these lessons, all of these triggers, it's leading you to something better. It's leading you to your purpose. It's kind of like the clay. When a potter is doing clay and they're putting pieces up, well, if there was if there was an imperfection in it, then they have to sway it down and start back over again to build it up the way that it was meant to be. And that's what your life is. If you sway off the path on your free will and you go down a path that will end up hurting you, if you're not listening to the path that you're supposed to take that won't harm you, you then will have to have the atonement for what has happened, or what pain you've caused. And it's like the Bible says, you will be, I forget what the word is, but it pretty much, it's pretty much equivalent to, a Southern saying, I'll whoop your behind so that you learn. It's kind of like that. It's like getting yourself into shape, but your body can't, or your mind can't, you don't learn until you see it, until you feel it. That's why a lot of times men will do these things to women, and it will hurt them and it will destroy them, and they won't learn until it happens back to them. So then they know not to do it to the next person, or it happens to their daughter and they see it. Because the Bible says a man's sin will pass down 80, so that he learns the lesson. He will learn the lesson. If he doesn't learn it through himself, he's going to learn it by watching those that he loves go through it. And I'm telling you right now, a lot of times that is a whole lot worse than learning it yourself. So just know, you may have a time of a dark night of the soul where it feels like you just want to give up. You don't want to deal with anything. You just want to be left alone, and you just want to give up. But Spirit's saying, do not give up, because they want you to take a step back and contemplate. Take some time by yourself to find out who you are. Because at this point in time, your emotions may be running high. You need to just find someone, possibly your loved ones, who you can talk to about this. Yeah, see this card under here, what I was just saying. Today for tomorrow. Meaning you're going to go through all of this today, but it's to lead up for tomorrow. It's like saving up all of your money over time, and you willingly go through a time of scarcity, but then when you get to the end, you had put up all this money where you have a ton of money built up over here because you lived like you didn't need that extra money. It's kind of like you have to live the balance to achieve the opposite. And that's why you notice a lot of famous people were down to like $10, and then all of a sudden they got to the complete opposite side, because they learned in their darkest hour that they can trust in God and they can make it to the other side. Sylvester Stallone, he had no money left and he sold his dog. And then he ended up making his movie, and he made all of that money from these movies. And then he went back and he bought his dog back with like a whole lot of money. And I believe The Rock ended up was being down to like, it was either The Rock or Tony Robbins or something like that. They ended up being down to like $10 or $11. Or if you listen to tarot reading, you listen to Rich Lop, you know, he'll tell you he was homeless. And now all of these people are showing you you can get from the bottom to the very, very top. You just have to believe that you are worth it. Learn the law of attraction. Set your intentions. You ask God for something. You put it out there, and then you believe that you are worth it, and you believe that you can obtain it, and you just let it go. You do your part. As the workout says, Tony Little, he says, do what you can, do your best, forget the rest, or something like that. I can't remember. So that's what I'm thinking of in my mind. So you've got today for tomorrow. Spirit wants you to stop hiding your true self and reclaim who you are. And know that your temple is, your body is your temple. And allow yourself to be open. This person is fighting through this storm. They're not giving up. You may be vulnerable and you may need to depend on someone for a little bit, but you're going to get stronger and you're going to be able to fight this storm. And then when you get to there, here comes your mirror. If it's not your twin flame, it's you finally being able, if you're not a twin flame, not everybody has a twin flame, but it's finally being able to combine your shadow self and, you know, the light and the darkness to make an equal yin yang, you know, to make the full masculine feminine. It's you stepping in your full power, holding your full power, you being at this full capacity, reaching the highest, you know, level that you can achieve, which is balance, true balance. And it's only when we find this can we finally find the peace that a lot of time our soul is completely searching for. All right, let's pull from here. I actually really like this deck. I just got it. Just trying to see if I had the box right here. Oh. Okay. Sorrow, forgiveness, and healing will be followed by recuperation, meditation, okay. That already went off. It's not been 30 minutes. All right, we're going to finish this out. Loving, giving, or you are talking to a psychic or a therapist. Okay? This person is going to help you become motivated. Now, whenever you go to someone who is a healer, you do not expect the person who is the healer to heal you. Okay? You can't expect the person to heal you. The healer is supposed to awaken the part of you that will learn how to heal itself. Because It's the same thing as saying, you know, you can give a man a fish and he'll eat for a day, but if you teach him how to fish, he'll live for a lifetime. The healer is supposed to help you see something in you that will trigger your awakening and your knowledge, and so that you learn it by yourself. Yeah, through introspection. You know, you may need a mentor because it says mentorship here too. So maybe you are about to start learning, but as I was saying earlier, you will eventually get to this balance because you will be in your power. That's what I just said. You're going to find the balance, which is going to bring peace. And that's when you will be completely where you are supposed to be. But remember, especially if you are a young child and you're looking up for a mentor, as I said at the beginning that it seemed like it was going to end up being, you know, make sure the person that you are watching, that you are getting advice from, that you are seeing how their life is going, has the life that you want, or has failed in the opposite. I always say there's two people to listen to. One who has failed and can teach you how to do it wrong, and one who has made it and can teach you how to get it right. One will help you get out of your darkness, because in the times of the trials and the struggles, these are usually the light workers. They can tell you, or they can help you fight your demons here. And then you have the leaders. And they will help you rise even further than the ones down here. The ones down here can help you get out of the darkness, and then you'll have someone else who can help you rise here. So you always level up. That's why some readers will be on one level, some will be on another. Neither one is better than the other. They both have a purpose. They both went through different things in life so that they're on different vibes, so that they can help people that are meant to come to them, because, you know, we will draw unto us those who are meant to hear. You know, it's kind of like saying, you know, our readings are timeless, because when you're meant to hear it, when you're supposed to hear it, that's when, you know, angel and spirits will put it in front of you. All right. I feel like I should pull. I feel like I should pull an oracle card. Since this started about love, we'll pull one of these. I haven't used these very much, so I'm just winging it because this is the one that stood out. Sacred Convergence. Number 11. You have ones up here all over the place, so yeah, it is time for you to see your mirror. Roaming about town, the master was holding a light, saying, I am weary of the demons and the beasts. A human is what I am longing for. The human cannot be found. We have searched. What cannot be found is what I am longing for. Although poor and needy, I will not accept small pieces of ruby. The mine of the finest rubies is what I am longing for. One hand holding a cup of wine, and the other the curls of a beloved. A dance like this in the middle of the circle is what I am longing for. How I have longed for you, my very own. Look no further for the family beyond your family, the relationship beyond all other relationships, the great love that unveils all other loves to be mere reflections of the one great and true love is here for you now. It is I who has sought you through the stirrings of your own heart. Yes, 'twas I hidden beneath every secret yearning for something more, something full, something special, something all-encompassing. Behind every yearning, always I have hidden. Now I show myself to you, that you may become so filled with the same passionate devotion that I hold for you, that your mind will fall away, overwhelmed by the sheer intensity of love, tossed into an ocean of silent, unending bliss. Come to me, where we are to be one now, in sacred convergence of silent, eternal passion. Sacred convergence indicates a coming together of souls in alignment with a greater cause. The greater cause is both personal and impersonal. There is an aspect of joining together for a common purpose, although that purpose may not be immediately obvious at a level of day-to-day consciousness. The common soul purpose may be to lift each other into greater love and self-belief, to shed fear and open the heart, filling each individual soul with more holy fire for its personal, passionate purpose. You'll have a sense when this process is happening. There will be a coming together of you with like-minded souls who hail from all walks of life, and yet together, through some individual genius, you will help each other. You may simply be dancing in the same room, or singing in a group, attending a class or workshop, or just visiting the same beach or parkland. But at that moment, there will be a sense of something coherent and nourishing happening at a far greater level. The trickling down effect into your personal life will be felt too. You'll have more energy after spending time with these people, even if you don't interact very much on a personal level beyond being in the same space. You'll feel empowered to step forward on your path and love yourself with less conditions. You'll become freer to shed your fears. Let go of relationships based in fear and judgment, and open to those more loving, responsive, and inspiring to continue on your personal journey in this increasingly profound ways. This oracle has come to you because you are part of a greater sacred convergence happening now. Perhaps you have already sensed this progression, or perhaps it will not be obvious to you, but the effects, whether obvious or subtle, will be important to your soul's development and divine awakening. You're being asked to drop defenses and barriers towards groups of people that feel good for you. However, those that dampen your spirits or drag you down are to be dispensed with, no matter what games of blame or manipulation they may play to keep you coming back for more. No, that shall not do for your soul's growth right now. Just step away, turn towards those connections that feel nourishing to your soul, and learn to share yourself without fear. Just be. You do not have to force the planets to spin, nor the great cycle of the soul to happen. All that is required is that you show up for what is offered to you now. Do your part, take your steps, dance, sing, and be, and allow the gifts of the sacred connection to change your world. For this is the spiritual gift presented to you right now. And I believe that is one of the cards that fell up here. Actually, I know it is. This is what fell in your present. Look what it says. The present. Gift. Treasure. Revelations of own value. Nowness. The gift of the present. This oracle comes with a special message. Perhaps you have been thinking about shedding lower vibrational connections based in the ego world of power games, sabotage, manipulation, and fear. Perhaps you have already begun this process, or even shed so many you are fearing you might have over pruned to be left with nothing and no one. Do not fear, feisty angel of love, your truth is prevailing. You cannot stay in a vibration of fear if you want to dwell in a vibration of love. Whilst you learn to sustain that vibration within you until it can't be rattled by any crisis or demand, you are wise to place yourself in more nourishing connections. If you want a plant to grow, why not give it the best soil and conditions in which to do so? Certainly the plant of love can and will grow in the most inhospitable conditions, but it can be rather joyful to grow in a gentler, more nourishing conditions if possible. This oracle comes to you with guidance, the possibility for more joyful relationships and growth of love within your power. You can choose each day, each moment. Just make a choice. Trust yourself, your discernment, and your intuition to choose. You do not owe anyone anything. Repeat this law of karma. You only owe love the chance to grow, so let that be your guiding principle now as you release the old, and trust that even if your garden of relationship becomes sparse for a while, you have been cutting back unhealthy plants to allow for new life to flourish. It is only a matter of timing before the season of new life and growth to come again, and so it shall, bringing with it sacred convergence of souls on the path of love. Your soul tribe, your soul family, your new tribe of those journeying upon the path of love. Whew, that's a lot. That's probably the reason why I don't use these cards very much. The oracle meanings are very, very long, but they're usually straight and on point. And in case you wanted to see, because remember I pointed out at the very beginning, it's the circle. It's the karmic circle. It's the things that you have to shed. It's the things that you've got to get rid of. You know, because you've got all these karmic wheels that have to play out in your life for you to be finalized where it is that you are meant to be. But it's all for a greater purpose. It's all for your greater purpose. It's not just so, you know, someone else can use you. It'll end up putting you in a spot where you will be better off. You just have to, I don't know, I'm hearing, keep hearing fake it till you make it, but I don't like that mentality on mental health. I like that mentality on working out, because a lot of times our body can take a whole lot more than our mind can. Our mind will tell us that we can't take anymore, but our body will prove to us time and time again it can keep going even when our mind says stop. There's always just a little bit more. But on the theory of the mind, I don't really like fake it until you make it. So find something that you like. Okay, I know this is going to sound really stupid. When I was in high school, someone said to me this, it was like this, like random, like the things do on the kids do on like the random things with the Tide Pods and stuff, but we weren't stupid back then. Not like that. We weren't be eating Tide Pods or nothing. Well, someone said, I bet you can't go into the bathroom and smile at yourself as big as you can and not become happy or not laugh. And I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And I was like, I can do this. Challenge. Oh my gosh. I don't know why I couldn't think of that word. Obviously, as a challenge. Okay. I tried it. Then I realized it isn't possible, because you start to think this is so stupid, but you're doing it anyways. And then because you're already smiling, it already puts you in the mode of being happy and laughing, you know, and being in the now. it will literally put you in the now when you are focused on what's in front of you and not what's like directly in front of you in the present, not what will happen 1,000 years from now, or not what was happening 10 years past. It puts you in the now. When you can get to the now, it helps you shed all of this. That's how you shed the ego. You shed the ego by being in the now and simply enjoying the now, not having to change it, not having to control it, not having to do anything like that. It's just literally being in the now, being happy in the moment of where you are, and just enjoying and taking in that moment without any need to control it. And just being happy and just being. And that, when you can hit that stage where you can get to that point and you can feel like that all day long, it also kind of becomes an addiction, because you get addicted to being happy instead of being addicted to being sad. And I know that sounds stupid, but it is possible. It is very possible to become being addicted to being sad when you've been through it so long and you've been sad so long. There's comfort in being sad, because when you're sad, you don't have to worry about staying happy, because you're not happy. You're already, it's not a risk. If you're not super happy, then you don't have to risk being sad if you're already sad. And that's kind of what this saying here is. I just heard risk it for a biscuit. risk the pain, because the love will end up being worth it. Sometimes you have to take a risk on yourself. So risk it for the biscuit. And that's what I got for you, Pisces. I hope this helped. If this resonated, please hit like and subscribe down below. I know we went a whole lot over, but I felt like this reading was very, very important. And Pisces, if any of you guys are at a point where you want to give up, please don't give up. Please don't give up. Fight through it, because you're worth it. And one day you'll find everything that you were meant for. Pray and ask God, and then have faith that eventually you will end up where you are meant to be. Knowing you will end up where you are meant to be. There's going to be light at the end of the tunnel, but you've got to hold on for the few minutes that it takes of the storm. And the reward is always going to be equal to the amount of pain that you've been through at someone else's expense. You will have an equal reward. When that karmic wheel turns, when you've had a lot of bad, it's going to turn to a lot of good. So don't give up 2 minutes before your miracle happens. And don't keep everything in. I don't care what people say about, thinking that men's health is not as important or anything like that. If you need to talk to someone, talk to someone. You've got to drop that ego so that you can find the people that can be there for you and will be, because I guarantee that 99.999% of the people that are your actual tribe, if not 100%, would rather see that you wake them up in the middle of the night at 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or whatever time it is, than to wake up in the morning and be told that what day your funeral is. But my head's really starting to hurt now. I'm assuming that's his confirmation. It's like maybe someone's overthinking everything and they're hurting. But don't give up, Pisces. I call you guys my spicy Pisces for a reason. So don't give up. 50 minutes exactly on the clock. So I'm going to say goodnight. I know that you are loved. And know that eventually you will find your tribe. Believe me, there's a whole bunch of weirdos out there. There's a whole lot of normal people, but there's a whole lot of weirdos. I like the weirdos. Being weird is a whole lot more fun. It's a whole lot more fun when you can accept who you are, even if you are a weirdo. Because then people can feel like they can be weirdos too, and they won't be rejected. So, find your tribe. Or speak who you are and show who you are. Be vulnerable. That's when you're going to find the right people. Because when you are vulnerable enough to show who you are, that means the people that were meant to hear you, to find you, can hear you. All right. And on that note, I will let you guys go. If you like this video, please hit a like and subscribe down below. It's free for you, but it helps get my videos out so that I can help as many people as possible. Because even though I don't like being in the spotlight, I do want to help as many people as possible. I want my words to have an impact. I want my life to have an impact, just like I know that yours will. So anyways, that's what I have for you. And before I start crying, because I'm gonna feel your emotions, just know you're important, Pisces, and you're loved, and you're gonna make it through this. And I don't know who you are or where you are, but it doesn't matter, because I'm sending you love, and I'll be praying for you. So don't give up. I believe in you. It may not be much, but there's one person in this world that you know that believes in you. And if you need help, if you're watching this video, if you need help, I can give you a link to a Facebook channel. So if you need help, you can type something in the description box. Or you can send me a message on Instagram, and I will send you a link of a Facebook group that is amazing, because it's called Dads in Depression or something like that. Now I will give you the link, and those guys on there are so supportive of each other. And it's a bunch, there's a bunch of guys on there. The creator of it, we met at the beginning when we first started it. When he first started his, and I was starting mine, trying to help people. And he added me on there, and he said, even ladies can join. It started out as being dads, so that men had a place where they can go and they could, explain how they feel and, be there and be supportive of each other. But they are amazing on there. So anyways, if you need it, send me a message, and I will get you some information, or I will get you a hotline of someone, or I will just listen. You can tell me your whole story, and I will read every bit of it. But that's all I have for you, Pisces. I hope this helped, and I hope to see you at the next video. I really hope to see you at the next video. Not for my videos, just to know that you made it through the other side. Till then, Pisces, enjoy being weird.
Stay, even for a moment, that's okay. Even if the sky is turning gray, ooh.